going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 21 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the brand new changes to ability points in MUT 21. A lot of different things have happened today. The ability cap is increased, and also a bunch of your favorite abilities, including One Step Ahead, have been increased in the cost. So we're going to talk about, what is going to be the new meta on offense, on defense, and how is this going to affect gameplay. Now, we were given this information the other day, and when this information came out, a lot of things were revealed, but one change that happened this morning, and EA did tweet it out along with the AP update being live, is that they also changed Double or Nothing, which is a very, very popular ability used for pass rushing. I've had it on my defensive ends for a while now, and when I logged into the game this morning, I saw that my team had 19 ability points, which obviously put me way over the cap, and that's because Double or Nothing went from 3 to 4, so that's another increase. We're going to take a look at all of the increases that came out today, and then I want to show you my roster, and we're just going to talk about what to expect. What is the best abilities to use right now? What is everybody else going to be using? How is this going to affect gameplay? So along with the change to Double or Nothing, here are the other ability points and abilities that were affected by ability points. Offense and defense AP limit was upgraded or updated, increased from 12 to 15, so we talked about that. And also the special team AP limit was increased from 2 to 3, so that means that if you have some of those elite kickers out there, they can now get focus kicker and clutch kicker, which basically allows you to not be iced at the end of games, and then also your kick meter is still slowed down. So both of those things can be applied to one kicker now. That's a pretty big update. I don't know if punters can get abilities. Some of the other things that have been updated: QB Playmaker is now 10 AP for the Improviser archetype. Playmaker for halfback, wide receiver, tight end is now 6 ability points. I believe that was 4 before. Route Tech is +1 on all archetypes, so that means even on a route runner now it costs 3 ability points for Route Technician. And we're going to talk about, is Route Tech even needed anymore? On defense, One Step Ahead is now 6 ability points across the board. So I'm sure a lot of you have faced this on weekend league seasons, head-to-head, all that stuff. There's people out there that would have 3 one-step aheads and then like 3 either deep knockout or mid knockout, and it was almost impossible to beat man coverage. The thing is that you could beat it occasionally, but it wasn't consistent and very difficult to sustain drives over a period of time if you were facing somebody with a solid user who would only be rushing like 2 people, dropping a couple people back in coverage. Is just a mess, right? So One Step Ahead is severely expensive now, and people could still be out there running 2 one-step aheads at their outside corners, right? But that's going to take 12 of the 15 ability points they have, and that's going to hurt them for pass rushing abilities, and then they're not going to be able to have like the deep route KO that we're going to talk about here in a moment, medium route KO. So those things were making it, not only were the defenders staying with the receivers, but even in tight windows where catches still could be made, they were getting those knockout animations because of deep route KO and medium route KO. So those both went +1 on all archetypes, corners, safeties, all defensive backs basically. Acrobat went +1, so that means even cornerbacks now it costs, I think, 3 ability points for Acrobat, and we're going to talk about, is that still worth using? Lurker was -1 to all linebackers, which is really cool because linebackers have been useless this year, and now that you can put Lurker on them, they can get similar animations that defensive backs get. A lot of people have safeties down in the box like myself to user with instead of linebackers, and this will make them play somewhat more like safeties. I think I'll still be out there with safeties on the field. Defensive backs, safeties, and free safety, strong safeties get +1 to Lurker. Inside stuff is -1, no outsiders is -1, goal line stuff is -1, all on linebackers, and then edge threat elite on defensive tackles, defensive ends, and outside linebackers is -1. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then Enforcer is -1 on middle linebacker, free safety, and strong safety. If you guys want to see this article, I will pin it down below in the comments section. We'll link you to that in case you guys didn't get to get all the information that I went over there. So now what I want to do is show you guys my team, talk about my thinking, and what I think is going to happen with the game going forward. Now, we'll do kind of a follow-up video on this because I do think the defensive and offensive meta can change. And listen, I'm not a gameplay expert when it comes to Madden, but I have played it a lot, and I'm pretty familiar with how things work and you know what I'm saying, right? So I think this is what's going to happen, but I think we will have some type of follow-up video on all of this when things become, when more metas are developed. I want to see how Weekend League plays this weekend, how people are playing in general, and then just kind of go from there. So I'm actually going to start on defense first because I think the way defense will be played going forward is going to impact offense, and I want to talk about defense. So this is what I'm rocking with for now, and I think these things could change. On the cornerbacks, I never really ran one step ahead, not for a while at least. So on corners, I'm still going with Acrobat, and I misspoke earlier. I thought it was 3 ability points for Acrobat. It's actually 2 now on your cornerbacks. I still think for 2 ability points, it's worth it. The animations you get from these, from Acrobat, it's just absolutely worth it. So on my outside corners, I'm going Acrobat on Darius Slay. I'm going Acrobat on Nandi. And I'm also going Acrobat on Asante Samuel, who's my 3rd corner and still plays a lot of snaps for me. That's something I could potentially get rid of. Now, on my outside rushers, because Double or Nothing got increased, what I did is I went down to Edge Threat. Not Edge Threat Elite, but Edge Threat by itself is 3 ability points. Double or Nothing was definitely better, but the fact that that is now 4 ability points is obviously more expensive than 3, so we're going to try Edge Threat on Javon Curse, and then I'm going Edge Threat Elite, which is a better Edge Threat, and it's 4 ability points on Derek Thomas. I think because the man coverage meta is probably going to be impacted, and I know a lot of people are saying maybe bench press could be brought back, but I don't think it will. I'll talk about a different ability that could come to light that's already been talked about a little bit, but I think you're going to start to see more people go towards pass rush abilities now, rather than, you know, one step ahead in the coverage abilities, because deep zone KO, mid zone KO, those kind of got nerfed a month ago or so they don't work as well. And the man coverage thing, though it's still going to be good, don't get me wrong, man coverage is not gone, it's just not going to be as OP as it was, and the lack of one step aheads and the mid and deep KOs not on the field is going to make it a little more easier to pass. So I think that mixed with cards are just way better now, right? There's a lot of cards with 99 man, 99 zone. They're all faster. I think you're going to see towards the end of the year pass rush really be a thing. And so I'm going to try, right, Edge Threat Elite on Thomas and then regular Edge Threat on Curse. And then this is another one that I think is kind of underrated and not a lot of people using. That's Defensive Rally. It adds a pass rush point to all linemen. So for 2 ability points out of 15, I think this is one you might want to check out, because on those most crucial downs, 3rd and 4th down, basically your pass rush is a little bit boosted. So you put that on a defensive tackle, he's going to affect your defensive ends. I mean, you can put it on the end as well, but defensive tackle is going to affect everybody. I leave Fletcher Cox in the game all the time, and I'm kind of going pass rush heavy here. Now, one other thing that I could do, if I don't really notice a difference between Edge Threat Elite and regular Edge Threat, we might just go 2 Edge Threats here, and then maybe take our Acrobat off of Asante. So that leaves me with 3 more ability points I can go with. And one thing that I think you can see very, very helpful here is Deflator. I know there's been talk on Twitch and a lot of the pros talk about this. This could be a real ability here. More ball carrier fatigue on non-conservative tackles. So if you start to get some hit sticks and you put them on guys like Eric Berry and Jamal Adams, Jeremy Chin, you know, those really good safeties, those hybrid safeties that can tackle and play coverage, and you get a lot of hit stick animation, especially on these OP cards. That this Eric Berry is phenomenal, and I haven't even used it. I just played against it a lot, and he just makes plays without even needing to be usered. So if you put a deflator on these guys who are getting good tackle animations, you're going to start to fatigue the offensive players, and that's where maybe bench press could come into play, or you could just run regular man coverage at that point, and because your opponent's receivers are severely fatigued because of deflator, they're not going to get open as much. They're not going to run as crisp routes. So I think on meta, the defense is going to move away from abilities based on coverage and more so on pass rush, because the cards are just generally good. And the reason, well, I shouldn't say the reason I believe that. That is my reason, because one step ahead got nerfed. I think one thing you might want to do to be careful here and prepare for it is make sure you put edge, what is it called here? I'm forgetting already. Edge protector on your tackles, because I think, like I said, you're probably going to see the nerf of double or nothing, and then edge threat elite going down to 4 ability points and regular edge threat being 3 ability points. I think you're going to see more of that on defensive lines. And so I've been going away from this for a while, but it's back now as I'm putting edge protector on my tackles. It's still only 1 ability point, which is really, really cheap. And then you can also look into putting protected on your quarterback. I don't know how well that one works, but it's just an idea because I think pass rush is going to be kind of boosted up for the next couple of months to end out Madden. Now, being that man coverage is really, really nerfed on offense, I still got route tech on Golden Tate, still got route tech on Marvin Harrison, 3 ability points each. I don't know if this is going to be necessary anymore. It didn't really work as much as I wanted it to against One Step Ahead. They kind of canceled each other out, and honestly, One Step Ahead was more powerful there. So I don't know if route tech is even needed anymore. This is something we'll have to wait and see, but I still think at 3 ability points, it's not overly expensive. The things that are overly expensive now are regular playmaker. I had that on Golden Tate. That went up to 6 ability points. Now that man coverage and One Step Ahead shouldn't be as powerful, maybe playmaker's not going to be needed to get that separation from man coverage. We'll have to wait and see if it's worth the 6 AP or not. It still might be. And if route technician is not needed, you can take that off and 2 route techs equals 1 playmaker, or you can get crazy and go QB playmaker, which is about 10 ability points, I believe. So I don't know how the offense is going to work as far as ability points on your receivers and what's going to be needed there. But I do say, and my recommendation here is to put edge protector on your tackles, because I think this whole meta is going to be based off of pass rush now going forward. And we'll kind of study, and we're going to play games tomorrow and obviously during the weekend. Definitely plan on finishing Weekend League this weekend. And I think after a full weekend of gameplay with all the sweats that are going to be in Weekend League, we'll have a better idea of what's working, what's not working anymore, what the new meta is, and we'll follow up with this video probably early next week on the best abilities to use in MUT 21. So let me know how you feel about the ability cap increase. I'm very happy about it. I think they did a great job. They put numbers in the right spots, basically. Let me know if there's any abilities I'm sleeping on or ones that work very well for you, ones that don't work at all, down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.